Sports reporting. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down. You know nothing about sports.
Now it's prod, not the beat.
You know nothing about
Yo, what up?
Okay, America. Be back at it again. So, on our last podcast, we had some discrepancies. And I'll let the caveman start this one off, because we're going to get right into it, America. We had the question of who's the GOAT.
I could go last.
Okay. Well, look, some people said it was Joe Montana. I was harping on the way, Russell Wilson playing. He might be almost there. Well, since K-Man want to go last, you go ahead and be. Who you say could be a GOAT?
Well, your question was, is LeBron now on Michael Jordan's stats? That was your question.
Gotcha.
So are we doing that, or are we doing quarterbacks?
No, let's go with basketball. Since K-Man reminded me, let's go with basketball.
Okay. So I think I briefly answered this question via text, but no, LeBron is not on Michael Jordan's level. But I have a different spin on it than everybody else. My thing is LeBron has kind of created his own level. He's created his own category, in my opinion. Of course, you got Michael 6-0 in the finals. There's no arguing that. But you can't. Critics will come back with, LeBron is what now, 4-6 in the finals?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Critics will point to the 6 losses. But people don't realize the trash that he drug to the finals early on in his career. They don't mention in 2015, they mention the loss, but they don't mention that Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving got hurt in that series against Golden State. They don't mention that. Okay. But my thing about the whole thing is this: if we're just comparing basketball player to basketball player, accomplishments to accomplishments, you got to go with MJ. You got to go with MJ. MJ was a dog. He was a killer. He was more assertive. I said before that there were times in these previous playoffs, in these past playoffs, where LeBron wanted nothing to do with any of the final possessions. I can point to, what was it? I think it was the clincher for against the Denver Nuggets, where Rondo made a play, AD made a play, KCP made a play. All 3 plays, LeBron is standing in the corner like PJ Tucker. If you're comparing greatness, you can't have those moments. In game 5 against the Miami Heat, you can go both ways. Some say LeBron should have shot the ball. Some say LeBron made the right play. Kobe would have never passed that ball. Michael would have never passed that ball. And then I cut him this slack, and I'll pass it to you, Kennedy. I'll cut him this. LeBron has never compared himself to Michael Jordan.
True.
It's always been the media. It's always been the fans. It's always been the outside voices. So I will cut him that slack. He's never compared himself. But for me, Michael Jordan's still the GOAT.
I'll give you that one. My only thing is, I'll let you go, man. LeBron James is what, 6'8", 250. Michael Jordan, 6'6", maybe 215. Now, I will say this. LeBron is quicker to the hoop than Jordan, but Jordan is a better finisher, in my opinion. And now remember, it's two different eras, two different games. The game is different when Jordan played. The game is different when now LeBron is playing. Now, go ahead, K-Man.
Yeah. I was just wondering one point on LeBron, because my point has nothing to do with him. He did say that when he won his third title, that's when he considered himself the GOAT. He said that. All right.
Okay, so that could have been over Kareem. That could have been over Bill. But you say MJ's name.
Yeah, but here's my point. The whole greatest of all time is a subjective thing. It's just like list. It's like list.
I agree with you,
because, in my opinion, Michael Jordan's not the greatest of all time. 6 championships. If we go off of championships, he's not the greatest of all time because Bill Russell got 10.
Bill Russell, yeah.
Right.
10 and 12 years.
Kareem so does Robert Horry.
Robert Horry got 7. And Kareem got 6 and most points ever scored, and I think more finals and more MVPs. So it's a subjective thing.
And Brandon, you brought a good point, man. And K-Man, you kind of hinted to it because K-Man, you took it a different way. You went into the numbers thing, the stats. If you just want to look at stats and like, yeah.
But there's so many things. There's so many things that you can compare. Championships is just one. I mean, we can compare. You can compare overall greatness. You can compare skill sets. Yes. You cannot compare Michael Jordan's skill set to LeBron James.
I'm not, because
that part. No, I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you're not. But in general, that's an argument that you can't have.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Here's one. The greatest basketball player, in my opinion, the greatest basketball player. Everybody would say basketball, and they always just think NBA. Basketball is a thing that is done through high school and college and the pros. Name me a person better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This dude was
New York City, right?
National headlines in the 60s.
Yeah, right. Powell Memorial in New York, man.
He couldn't play. He couldn't play on the varsity team in college into a sophomore year. That his freshman team beat the varsity team. That varsity team won the championship. He lost 2 games in college. No, so that's why. Yes, they don't. And to me, the greatest basketball player I ever seen is Magic Johnson. Name me a person who can play all 5 positions great.
LeBron James.
LeBron James can't play center because he don't want to bang with the boys.
But he can.
And he can't play because he can't shoot.
You said name me one that can.
but let me ask y'all this question about that. And K-Man, you kind of hinted to it. When people say they're when it comes to basketball, oh, he's the GOAT, we automatically know for some reason who they're being compared to. Is it fair to compare them to MJ? Or better, okay, man, should we compare him to Bill Russell? Or should we compare him to somebody like Robert Horry or something? Is it fair to just think of MJ?
See, that's my issue. Okay, so why do you compare Jordan? He ain't got 6. Michael Jordan got 10. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, okay, so is it points? Because LeBron's almost close to there. I think he got more playoff points than anybody. Yeah. MVPs, he's only like 2 finals MVPs. He's only like 2 away. Assist blows him away. Rebounds blows him away. But here's the issue. A lot of these lists are done by baby boomers. Mm-hmm. And baby boomers currently are in the media heavy, and they grew up on this dude. So you can't tell them anything. But before them, you couldn't tell them about Bill Russell. You couldn't tell them anything about
Kareem,
Terry Bradshaw, Walter Payton. Yeah, I mean, I still remember the story that and he tells it all the time, that Barry Sanders talks about how his dad used to say the greatest running back I ever seen was Jim Brown. And at his induction ceremony, his dad inducted him. And he's like, it's great to be here with the greatest running back of all time. I see you, Jim Brown. And then here comes my son, the second greatest. I mean, come on.
Can't make this stuff up.
You can't make it.
I think
it's subjective. It's a subjective what people want to see.
Right. But I think also LeBron gets compared to Michael automatically, just right off the bat, because of the effect that the both of them had on basketball in their respective eras.
Yes.
Good point.
Nobody,
right.
Up until Michael, nobody had that effect on the game of basketball.
No.
And from Michael until LeBron,
there's no exception
of maybe Kobe. Kobe came the closest. Kobe came the closest. I'm just saying he came the closest. He came the closest. But nobody has had the effect on the game like Jordan except for LeBron. But Kobe came the closest.
Yeah, the closest actually was AI, but the NBA didn't want him to be. Allen Iverson was the most loved basketball player between those periods of time. But the NBA and NBA didn't want that.
I give you that, man, because I know I was feeling this way. When MJ retired, I was like, man, I don't think I want to watch basketball really anymore. And then they started talking about LeBron James.
Right.
And I saw some of his videos, so I said, okay. And when he got in the league, I said, okay, this is the MJ replacement. This is what people want to see on TV. Now, Kobe sprinkled in there, and Kobe got his thing going real good. He was a highlight reel. LeBron.
Yeah, but remember, nobody liked Kobe because the whole thing was Shaq, because Shaq was loved. Okay. And actually, Shaq could have been that guy, but he was focused on dumb crap like rapping and making Shazam. But he could have been that dude.
Yeah. But Kobe had enemies before the whole thing with Shaq though, because he was arrogant. He was arrogant coming out of high school.
I mean,
yeah, Kobe.
And he tried to rap.
Oh my God.
KOBEILOVE.
See, man,
RIP, man. RIP to Kobe. RIP to Kobe Bean.
But my last thing is when we talk about GOATs, and that's why I talk about subjective. Like even in rap music, like who's the greatest of all time? Like LL Cool J was the first person to actually say, "I'm the GOAT."
The greatest of all time.
No one legitimate when they do a list put LL Cool J nowhere near the top.
No.
You can't put a dude on the top who at his peak was rapping about fatty girl jeans.
He top 10. He not top 5. He top 10. He not top
15.
5.
He 15. You can't do this. You can't do this. And be top 10. You can't do this.
He was involved. He was evolving, man. He tried to stay relevant.
Exactly. He's playing to what the kind of music was out to stay relevant.
No one wore FUBU.
But look, you know
I did
this
in middle school.
But look, you know this.
Oh, I did in middle school.
Your CPS should have been calling your mother.
Look, you know this.
I went to Kettering in Largo.
After he did stuff like that.
Care.
He switched it up and went back to it depends on the producer, man, what you're trying to do. So with rap music, it depends on what kind of producer you got, what kind of beat they give you. And then after he did stuff like that, he kind of switched it up and said people were saying he was soft, and he said, let me get back to the hardcore stuff, what I used to be doing.
But I'm just saying, this thing of greatest of all time, it's subjective. You can go to, the redneck area of Boston, and Larry Bird's the greatest of all time.
True. Right. And for me, man, I think it's based on, like you said, K-Man, what era you was brought up in.
Yeah.
And UNB kind of hit it when we were talking about stats. What do you base the GOAT on? If you base it on overall basketball, it might be Bill Russell, and then some people can say, well, look, I base it on defense. I think Kobe played the best defense. It could be. It all depends on what your preference is.
Yeah, Yeah,
Right.
someone will always come up with like some kind of little topic to make a point for their person. Like I just did with the Magic Johnson.
Oh, so look, then we're gonna move on. So what you guys are saying, hear me out now. So you said we should come up with a criteria to figure out who's the GOAT.
No,
we should see.
I'm not-
We should see.
I'm not saying that.
Let's get some categories: steals, dunks, assists, points. Then we need one group. We need one more. We got to have 5 because you can't have even numbers. You got to have 5 to break the tie.
See, that's the thing about it. It's no stats because it's a visual thing. It's
Right.
how that person affects the game. Like I watched that 30 for 30 on the Detroit Pistons. I mean, they came up with the Jordan rules.
Yep.
I watched the 30 for 30 on the Lakers Celtics rivalry and how Magic and Bird and how Magic perfect. So it's just like, and then how Kareem, they was calling him old man and he was just killing them. So it's just like, it's a visual thing, not a some people go with stats. You can always make stats make, fit your narrative, but sometimes you just have to see it.
Numbers don't lie, man.
And my thing is why can't we just celebrate greatness as a whole? Because it's gonna change depending on who you ask. Yeah. I wasn't around when Kareem was playing. I didn't care about basketball when Kareem was playing. So I can't sit here and say, oh, Kareem is the GOAT. I never saw Kareem play. I acknowledge everything that he did and what he did for the game of basketball, but I came up when Showtime, Worthy, Magic. That was my when I really took interest in basketball.
Wait a minute, hold on. How come we just can't decide on greatness? We human, Brandon. We can't do that. You know how we always gotta come up with something.
Not decide on it. Celebrate it. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge all of it.
I think the phrasing is bad. I think one of the things people say when they go the greatest basketball or the greatest, and it should go like the greatest basketball, golfer, baseball player that I've seen is.
You could say that's a good way to put it.
Right.
That's a good way. But now, did y'all know that the shoes were banned from the NBA?
I did not.
Y'all didn't know that? Why do you think back in the day when he came out with Jordans, nobody could wear them in the game?
Oh, you talking about back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They were banned because they said that they gave players an advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who told him that? Phil Knight.
Right.
I couldn't believe it when that came out. I'm like, they banned Jordan. Why the heck they banned Jordans? I don't know. All right. Let's go, man. All right, let's see. We had to get that off our chest, America. So, all right, man. First topic, I thought of this one because I know we got some different opinions. What teams have we slept on so far this season that have surprised us that we can't believe either they're 0-4 or 1-4 or 1-5 or they just 4-0 and 5-0? What teams have we slept on?
What is this? Is open discussion?
Yeah, we got 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, I'll give you one. I can't believe the Minnesota Vikings are 1-4 with the talent that team has. I didn't think at first. I thought it was more so, losing Diggs as to why they couldn't get anything going on offense. But I really can't. I don't understand like how they're 1-4 up until this point. I don't like going into the season. I would have never thought that.
Yeah, I know. For me, man, my the team I slept on with the Titans. I slept on. I'm like, how in the heck? It's like I can't put my finger on it, man, because I watched the game the other night and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, Derrick Henry not breaking the big runs. Some of the receivers are dropping balls. Okay, I say the defense is pretty good.
Yeah, and shout out to Derrick Henry for teaching Josh Norman how to fly.
That was funny, dude.
I believe I can fly.
Man, and and the thing is, he was so mad. He was so mad that it happened. Like, I mean, if you watch the replay, it looked like he tried to punch him in the nuts.
Yeah, when I saw that, man,
like when he rolled over, it looked like he tried to punch him right in the nuts.
Yeah,
he was that mad.
He was so mad that a grown man essentially made him tuck and roll.
Yeah,
that's on you, player.
That was some WWE stuff. What I saw, man, when I saw him flip, like I said, "Oh, he just hit him with the hip toss."
Right. Right.
That's what I said when you sent the video, man. I said, "Hold up, man." I said, "He just went WWE on him." That's what it looked like. It looked like, when they come off the ropes and they bounce on their kick and hook him.
Right. Only Josh Norman didn't take that bump. He really went down.
He really did.
Hey, man, yeah. Hey, Josh Norman, we sorry, man.
No, I'm not.
I'm not.
No, speak for yourself.
For real.
No, you got everything you deserve, player.
All right, okay, man.
Hold on, whoa, hold on. But I will give him props for not turning around and running away like one Earl Thomas.
Oh my God!
But you still got.
Yeah. Hey, Earl's defense, he had a party to go to.
Oh shoot! What team you slept on, K man?
It's not really slept on. It's shocked by. I'm shocked that we're in week 5 and the Chicago Bears are 4-1. I'm super shocked by that.
That was another one of mine, man.
Yeah.
Because they are a terrible football team. The amount of luck they've had is they might be so lucky to get into the playoffs because the playoffs got expanded. Mm-hmm. I mean, because that's not a good football team.
That's what I watched them play and I'm looking and I'm like, I don't really see anything exciting about them.
Right.
Nothing.
I mean, they scored 105 points. They've given up 100 points. I mean, they're not a good football team.
No. I don't.
Yeah, like the 49ers are not shocking because the amount of injuries they've had.
You know what? Look, man, I was looking at the team we picked, man, and another team I slept on were the Colts. I was, but they brought us back to reality against the 49ers. Well, I don't know what happened in that game. Because all of us picked the 49ers.
One more team that I didn't expect to have a winning record through 5 weeks is Carolina Panthers. With that rookie head coach and Teddy Two Gloves with no Christian McCaffrey for 4 weeks now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
and
one.
They're sitting at 3-2 in a division that's highly gettable.
Yeah, I looked at that today. We're at 3. The only reason we're in the league because we beat the Buccaneers. That's the only reason they got us in first place.
I will say this. Oh, you go ahead, Brandon.
No. I was just gonna say the Saints, they legit almost lost Monday night, but go ahead.
One thing is that I've noticed. It's not noticed, but in Minnesota, I mean, they love Teddy in Minnesota. And then they all feel sorry for him when he went down to that injury. From all accounts, he got mad love in New Orleans.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
And then now, same thing in Carolina. I don't know. They just want to play with this dude. And that dude, Matt Rule, might be one of these dudes who just is a leader of men. I mean, going from Temple to Baylor, now to Carolina.
Right.
I'm going to just tell you, man, from what I heard from my peoples in New Orleans, they say Teddy Bridgewater is the kind of person you want in a locker room. They said he's always positive in the locker room. And I was like, really? I said, so in my mind, when I heard my boy say that, and I was like, he's positive in the locker room. I said, but he's a backup. And I was like, and I kept thinking about that because this was like last season, man. I'm like, he's a backup. I'm like, okay.
If you watch him play, he strikes you as the type of cat who's grateful to be playing the sport of football. after the injury that he suffered. He's out there. He's playing. He looks like he doesn't have any pressure. He's playing free, and he's just playing. He's playing like he enjoys the game of football.
That's a good point, B.
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. And I mean, to be fair, he does have weapons. He does have DJ Moore. He does have and Anderson, Robbie Anderson. So, you know, that could be a team to keep an eye on. You know, that the defense is still playing well. So
yeah, that's a good one there, man. After an injury, he's had to be playing the game. Maybe that's why everybody liked him in the locker room. You say he's carefree, he's enjoying himself.
Maybe you know, sometimes when you're the guy, especially as the quarterback, you're the guy, and you have a little bit of air about yourself. But maybe that injury was so humbling, and then the amount of love that he got, he just noticed that, you know, I'm not saying he was, because from all accounts, he was like this in Louisville too. Yeah, he was just, you know, and I still remember him on draft day, you know, when Johnny Manziel got drafted over him, but he was just still, you know, humble. And it's just like,
I wonder, you just brought up Louisville. I wonder if he was the reason Lamar Jackson came to Louisville.
I mean, both Florida boys.
Oh, okay. Look, y'all kind of got a little good segue into the next topic. The state of the New York Jets. Now, B. Wig brought up something about Teddy Bridgewater. When he got hurt and he came back, he was just excited to play the game and happy. Do you think do y'all think Le'Veon Bell, after his injury, he went to the Jets? You don't think he was happy? Maybe that's why he didn't produce? Or was it Adam Gase just not embracing him? Who want to go first?
Oh, I want to go first.
Go ahead, K-Man.
All right, so let me preface this by saying this. Le'Veon Bell's stupid. He was offered money by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I'm never going to clock a man's money, but because in the Steelers offense, caught like 60 to 80 balls, and he ran. So he felt that he should have gotten a lot more money, but he was franchise designated as a running back. So he held out. And then he held out again. So when he got to the open market, he thought his market was going to be super, super high. It wasn't. He took the Jets' money because that was the biggest offers that he had, but he didn't want to go to the Jets. No. And then at the time, I don't think the Jets had a coach. And then he already signed, and then they hired a coach, and then he was like, because players talk, and they all know Adam Gase sucks. And then from that point on, he just never was in it. He was never in it. And it seemed like more of a monetary thing than a love of the game type of thing. Once again, I'm not going to clock a man for his money, but he made stupid decisions. And at the end, it bit him in the ass.
I'm thinking there's a little more behind the scenes, man, with the front office, Adam Gase and Le'Veon Bell. Because if I look at the play calling, when I watch Le'Veon Bell play, I'm like, why would you give this dude the ball and try to run him up? No, get him out on the screen pass, soften the defense up, then hit him up the middle. That was my thing, and I'm pretty sure probably Le'Veon Bell said something to Adam Gase and was like, man, look, your play calling is not working for me, bro. It's not.
Yeah.
Look, another thing is when they tried to interview Adam Gase, it seemed like he didn't want to take no responsibility for nothing. It was not my fault. No, I'm not going to talk about that. It just didn't work. Go ahead, B.
Of course not, because he knows that he's not going to get fired. He's not. He knows he's not going to get fired. So why should I sit in front of a bunch of reporters and take blame for something that I'm not going to get fired over? No, I'm not going to do it. So I'll just push the blame over on somebody else. You know what a loser does. But I mean, Kennedy pretty much said it all. You know, this dude is coming up on 30, and he knows that he doesn't have too many more good years. I mean, I don't even know how many more good years he has left because he hasn't been over 1,000 yards since 2017.
Yeah, he ain't no Frank Gore.
Right. Last year he played 15 games, but he only averaged 3.2 yards a carry. He was never happy in New York. He was never happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, B.
Right.
When I watch the games, and I can watch, you can tell by a player's body language when they're on the sideline.
Oh yeah.
He never looked interested in the offense. And I'm like, okay, dude, you got this money. And like I said, it has to be, to me, it has to come down to coaching. If you know you got this player, you know he can produce, put him in situations where he can produce for your team.
Right. And that's exactly what Eric Bieniemy is getting ready to do. I'll give it 2 weeks before we see him, 2 or 3 weeks before we see him have like kind of a featured role in that offense. But talking about, knowing how to put players in a position to do what they do well, I mean, look no further than Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, I give you that one. And that's a pretty good system. Go ahead, K-Man.
But it also goes back. You also said the state of the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
The dude who signed him is no longer the GM of that team.
Yeah. Right.
So that's another thing. And
good point.
It's all on Adam Gates. Adam Gates. Someone shouldn't. I think sometimes, and I'm going to bring this back to my team. Sometimes John Elway gets a bad rap, and the bad rap. Oh yeah, for sure. But the bad rap was after the 2014 season. Everybody assumed, well, oh, okay, what's his name I can't even remember his name, got fired. So Adam Gates is the logical choice. But John Elway is like, we'll see. He literally said, we'll see. We have other candidates. And then to save face, he gave him an interview, but he never was going to hire that man because you're around him for 3 years all the time. You know a person's traits. This man was bragging and thinking he had something to do with the 2013 offense. That was all Peyton Manning, to the point that some people think that offense could have done more stuff had Adam Gates not screwed up a lot of the play calling. So put that out there.
So I'm going to ask you this question. We'll move on. I want to get you guys' take on this. Because Adam Gates is a GM, right?
No, head coach.
No. He doesn't have any power. Okay.
Because I know there were some coaches before that were GM and head coach, right?
He had a little bit of power. Because the person who hired him, then Adam Gates kind of pushed him out in New York. That's the same guy who gave C.J. Mosley the money and gave Le'Veon Bell the money, which all moves that he hated.
Right.
So are you guys saying that the relationship a head coach has with like the owner or GM gives him more power to make different moves or make different decisions?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But isn't a GM's job to make those decisions and like consult the head coach, or
not if your name is Jerry Jones?
Yeah. also, you got to remember that technically the owner of the Jets isn't really the owner of the Jets. It's his son. The son's running the team, but the father really owns it. But he, gave up those duties because he became the ambassador to Great Britain. And then he went over there and started saying racist stuff but again, see who appointed him. So, the real owner is going to come back this year, and his son's going to go back to whatever he was doing before. And most likely Adam Gates is going to be fired. And then the GM is going to be able to pick the players. But the problem with the Jets is they stink as an organization.
Right.
Yeah, both of the New York teams. But
they have one season and one game, and this has lasted over 60 years, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely tired.
Their greatest highlight in the last 20 years is the butt fumble.
Yes.
Oh,
that's your greatest highlight in the last 20 years.
And look, it used to, when I used to go up to New York, man, for work and stuff, and I would get off the train and come outside the station, every year the Jets fans have like a draft party right across the street from the Amtrak and from the station, man, Madison Square Garden, right there. And I would be seeing the people out there yelling J.E.T. I'm like, man, these some diehard fans, man. And in my mind, I'm like, y'all not gonna win this season.
This is the same organization that drafted a slow wide receiver, number 1 overall.
Oh,
but now that slow wide receiver is at the 4-letter network, and everybody telling them, "Oh yeah, they hadn't had a good wide receiver since you were there." Like, calm down. Wayne Corbett was better than him.
Yeah.
All right, man. So look, we're gonna do what stood out, man.
Santana Moss was better than him.
Yeah, true that.
He really was. He really was.
You lying about that. So look, man. What stood out to me? My homeboy went down, man, with a vicious ankle injury, man. Shout out to Dak, man. Hope you feel better, bro. You know, you from the boot, man. You Louisiana strong, as we say, man. So that's what stood out to me, man. But somehow, B, and I sent y'all the pictures of y'all records. I call y'all the NFC least now. Everybody's below 500, but somehow the Cowboys are in first place.
Yeah.
That's what stood out to me. And they said that's never happened in NFL history. Well, all 4 teams below 500.
Right. It's a product of a bad division, man. Bad division. What stood out to me was Ravens defensive coordinator
Wink
going
Martindale.
in. Yeah, Wink going in on on Bengals head coach. He really wanted that shutout, bro. Wink wanted that shutout bad. Wink said they asked Wink, they asked him, they said, well, do you think he knows that you had a problem with it? Wink was like, of course, it was quiet. Won't nobody in the stands. He heard me yelling from across the field. And then he was like, I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk we play. So,
man, look, the first time I heard his name I'm like, Wink Martindale. I'm old school, right? I'm like, Wink Martindale. I'm like the old game show host. I went to look it up. The game show host Wink Martindale does a commercial or something. You know, the old long skinny microphone with the little round top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah. Oh, AB.
Yo.
I got a bone to pick with you, man. Then I'm gonna let you go, K, man. You didn't circulate the Battle of the Harbors, man. I was looking for it on IG.
What's up? Oh, I didn't think I was supposed to, but had it been a more competitive game, maybe, but
and then
I'm not on Instagram enough or Twitter.
K-Man made me laugh even more because he gonna say one place you can get an STD. What you say about other place, man?
I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I have never said anything.
Oh, dude. First, Brandon hit me with the Battle of the Harbors thing. I said, oh, yeah, that's cool. Then K-Man threw that wrench in there.
I think I said something to the tune of one place, you catch COVID, another place you catch syphilis, something like that.
Oh, that's what it was. K-Man said COVID and STD.
Hey, don't lie on me. Oh, man. Hey, so K-Man, what stood out to you, K-Man? What stood out to me is how the NFL screwed up my Broncos schedule and the Dolphins schedule.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Because New England was dirty.
Yeah.
So they took away their bye week because
the
players were mad because they had to practice on the bye week. And then the game that's this Sunday was supposed to be Broncos versus Miami Dolphins. Now it gets switched. No, they screwed 3 teams because then they moved around the game against the Dolphins with the Broncos, and they moved around the game with the LA Chargers because New England messed up. But the New England schedule is fine. Mm-hmm. They just get an early bye. And it's just, I don't understand. I do understand, but I don't understand. This, and you're seeing all this stuff pop up. The Atlanta Falcons have it. Tennessee just got over it. And just seeing this, what you're seeing as an organization. We've talked about it since the beginning of the season. You're seeing the organization of the National Football League who did not have a plan, and they're trying to do the stuff piecemeal to the point that now they're trying to add an 18th week to the season, and it's just going to get worse as we get into flu season.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look. Just locally here in North Carolina, we just had a record-breaking day of new cases added.
It's going up everywhere, man.
Yeah, over 2,500 new cases added today, and as y'all just said, it's spiking everywhere. So, like he said, it's not going to do anything but get worse. I mean, it's like before each week, it seemed like we saw like at least one team shutting down their facilities because of a positive test. You're probably going to start seeing 2 teams, maybe even 3 teams, to the point where it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna have to seriously consider delaying or canceling the season.
And just like I mentioned to y'all earlier, man, the LSU and Florida game got canceled because a bunch of Florida players test positive. Now Florida is blaming Texas A&M when they went to Texas A&M. That Texas A&M players probably gave it to them, and I think it's going to be like a trickle down thing, man. It's going to trickle all the way down, and I don't want to say. I hope it don't hit any of the high schools when it trickles down. Because it started NFL, college is getting it now. The next level is high school.
You want to know who gave it to the Florida players? It was all those thousands of fans in that stadium.
That didn't make no sense, man.
I mean,
it was very little social distancing at that game, man.
Very little. There was none. There was none. And I could count on fingers and toes how many people I saw just not wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you expect? You go to a game with that many fans and voila, you have an outbreak on your team. Why are you shocked? But yet your coach wants your stadium to be jam-packed full, no restrictions of nothing. He wants all 88,000 seats filled. Why?
Maybe he believes in what the president was talking about, the herd immunity, where don't close anything down, just let it go out.
Oh, you mean the dude who got $100,000 worth of medical care on our backs? The same dude who pays $750 in taxes got $100,000 worth of treatment at a military hospital.
Yeah,
and he's telling people,
in which one treatment involves stem cells.
Yeah,
but that's another conversation. That's another conversation for another day.
Yeah. Okay.
We can't talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's pivot. One more thing before we go to the picks. Now, I heard a couple of my buddies, man, because I believe it or not, I got some of my boys from New Orleans that are like Cowboy fans. Right. So one of the dudes posted, man, I think Dak gambled on himself, and I think he lost because he got hurt. And I said, what? He said, yeah. Just think if Dak was on a record-setting pace, just think how much money if he stayed healthy in a long-term deal he got. Now, what kind of deal can he get now coming off a compound fracture? And when he said it, I went, wow. I said, did he actually gamble on himself saying he was going to be real good this year and get the big contract next year? I'm like, do players really think like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
They do. In this situation, because of the type of player that Dak is, had Dak gotten a contract extension this offseason, he would have still broken his ankle this past Sunday because of the because of the type of player that he is. He's rarely are you going to see Dak slide. He's an aggressive, physical baller. He's always he's looking to dole out punishment. He's looking to stiff arm you. He gave the dude he gave what's the dude's name? Logan Ryan. He gave Logan Ryan a stiff arm on the way down, and Logan Ryan fell on his ankle. He fell on his foot. So even if he had got the contract extension, he still would have gotten hurt making the same play because of the player that he is.
So we should just chalk it up to like, things happen like that when you're playing football.
Yeah,
He has to play the same. His way of playing now, or pre-injury, was to be aggressive. Mm-hmm. Going forward, it won't be. But that was his way, because even though he was in a contract year, you can't play soft because it throws you off. You have to play the way you play. That's how you get your money.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, and this because what you call him had a compound fracture, man. Alex Smith, man. Go ahead, beat it. Because didn't you say it's going to take like 4 to 6 months?
Yeah, 4 to 6 months is the time frame. The surgery was successful. He'll start rehabbing it soon. But the only thing let's not get it twisted. He's gonna get his money. He's gonna get his money. Yeah, he's gonna get his money.
Let me say what I have to say. First thing, the difference between him and Alex Smith is Alex Smith was way more gruesome. Way more gruesome.
Right.
Second of all, they both immediately got transferred to hospitals. That got transferred to a hospital in Fort Worth, Texas, Dallas, Texas. That's really good because that's probably the closest hospital there. Unfortunately for Alex Smith, he was transferred to a hospital in PG County, and then he had 17 surgeries. But it's the truth. I'm not even making a joke. Everybody knows not to go to a PG County hospital. Right. Second of all, Dak is not going to get the contract that he was putting up numbers, but the team was still not doing anything. So no. But he was never going to get that number that he was going to get from the Cowboys. They were going to settle for something probably around 4 years, but where he wanted, but not at the number. But he would have probably took the settlement of it. Now the guaranteed money is going to go down. The years might go down because the Cowboys don't know
how he's going to perform after the injury.
How he performs going after that. So is he going to get money? Yeah. Is he going to get the money that he was probably going to get if he stayed healthy? No.
I think they'll give him I think they'll give him like 3 years, maybe $60 million.
This is a business. It ain't charity.
You're right. And you're right. But okay, so it's a major injury. I get it.
Yeah.
It's a major injury. But it's not a knee. It's not going to take 12 to 18 months of rehab.
True.
It's not going to affect his throwing. So, I'm on the train of still pay the man.
I'm just going to say this. Man. Yes, you're right. It wasn't a knee, but there's prime examples of knees being done, and the success rate is just really, really good. What he had is kind of unusual for a quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to think of. Like Phillip Rivers had the ACL. Tom Brady had the ACL. Like how many quarterbacks have had an ACL? But a compound fracture of the ankle, that's...
Dude, a compound fracture means when the bone comes through the skin.
Yeah. Right. So, so it's just like, we don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be good, but still, we don't know.
Question B: has anyone on the Cowboys said when do they think he's going to start the rehab?
Not yet. My guess is, well, he's got the area has to heal first.
Yeah.
The cut.
That's probably about a month and a half.
Surgical area, the area has to heal. So you're looking at probably about 3 to 4 weeks of him not being on it, not putting any weight on it, not doing anything on it, just keeping it elevated and dressed or whatever, dressed properly. So you're probably looking at 3 to 4 good weeks of healing. And then after that, he's still not going to be putting any weight on it. Going to start moving around, go to therapy, start moving around, flexing it, all that stuff. He'll do that.
That's like a month.
He'll probably do that for 4 to 6 weeks. After 4 to 6 weeks, that's when he'll probably start putting weight on it, trying to put weight on it, and start doing more physical things with it, trying to build the strength back around that bone.
Yeah, the only thing I can say, man, is the way that this modern medicine is now. 4 to 6 months is probably right, and I'm leaning more towards the 4 month thing. And my thing is, when I don't know if you guys know, because I don't think we're medical inclined, but when there's a compound fracture and you do the surgery, do they put screws and something like that or in it, or is any screws involved?
I have no idea.
I would say yeah, just because you got the bone. Either the bone like completely breaks in half.
Yeah, he is broken half.
Or either it breaks in half or it splinters off. Either way, I think when it splinters off, either way, you're looking at rods and screws. Shout out to Kramer, rods and cones.
Oh boy! All right, boy, that's a good one.
And also, I kind of was kind of joking, but also kind of serious. Look, everybody knows the Dallas Cowboys have one of the best facilities. And most likely they probably have a really top-notch training staff and medical staff. And then once again, they probably sent him to a really, really good hospital in the Dallas area. So his recovery is going to be vastly different than Alex Smith. Because Alex Smith's nature was more severe. And unfortunately, he, at the time, was working in a bad organization with bad personnel and everything like that. So medical-wise, it might be, the time frame might be there and everything like that. I'm talking about mentally and everything else.
Right. Yeah, Alex Smith had life-threatening infections.
Yes.
To be fair.
That's the K-Man's point right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a dirty hospital. The legs and stuff like that. Like, I'm not even joking. It's just the truth.
I think I don't know if I'm right. I want to say they took that to SMU. I think.
Yeah, two of his surgeries were just to clear up the bacteria and stuff like that. So
that's bad. Yeah, that's bad. All right, man. Let's dive into these picks, man. All right. So K-Man, I'll start with you, man. Texans at the Titans.
They playing this one? Oh, okay. Texans at the Titans. Give me the Titans. Yes, the Texans got their first win of the season. I also think this might have been a little that I think they wanted to fire Bill O'Brien before the Jaguar game so he wouldn't get the win. So then they have him. So they got the nice, cool bath of winning, but then they're going to go back to losing because their issues, yes, coaching and GM, which was the same person, was a problem. But that individual also did stuff to that roster that just makes it untenable for them to win. Right. And the Texans, and as we said earlier, the Titans they're really good. They're a really solid, good team. So give me the Titans.
That was my point earlier. Is it a good thing for the head coach to be the GM? I don't know. But
it worked for Bill Belichick, but he's a genius.
Right.
Who you got? Who you got, B?
I got the Titans. Look, Kennedy said it perfectly. He said it perfectly. They got that they got that one win, over a sorry team. Let's just keep things in perspective. Deshaun Watson has 0 weapons to throw to.
None whatsoever, man.
0. And as Kennedy alluded to, the Tennessee Titans are a very good football team, well coached, top to bottom. Dare I say, Ryan Tannehill is doing a really good job managing the game.
Exactly.
He's not doing too much. They're not asking him to do too much. He's doing exactly what he was designed to do, and it's working.
That's true. I'd be Ravens at the Eagles.
The Ravens.
So don't nobody believe in the Eagles yet?
Why? Look, there's what do they say? There's things that are certainties in life: death, taxes, and a Carson Wentz interception. In which, in this game, he'll probably throw 2 or 3.
I think the Ravens is going to beat him up physically, man.
Yeah, that's not out of the question either.
Oh, that too. That too, sir.
Who you got, K, man?
Ditto. I got the Ravens. The Eagles ain't good. They're not good. They're not a good football team.
And look, there's some people have them winning the division.
It was me. I still believe they can. I'm not going to stop.
They sure can. Hey, look, their chances increase mightily after Sunday.
That's funny, dude. I K, man. Now, this game, I didn't know who to pick in this game at one point, but then I don't like the Falcons at all. Who you got, K, man? Falcons or the Vikings?
Okay, so I can now start rooting for the Falcons because, AKA Liquidators, I'm sorry, not Lumber Liquidators, Home Depot, Arthur Blank, the man who has the best suits of any owner in the league.
It was like he be pimping when he come out there.
Man, that dude got the pencil mustache and everything, just dapper. Finally got rid of the brain trust of the organization, of the head coach and the general manager. And so I believe that the Falcons will win their first game.
Wow.
I'm lying. Give me the Vikings.
Who you got, B?
Give me the Vikings as well. You know how I said a couple weeks ago how, after the Texans fired Bill O'Brien, how they would go to Jacksonville and they would just they just be excited, they'd be free, and they get that dub. Yeah, that's not gonna happen here. There is a soft culture on that team amongst the players.
Yes,
it wasn't just the coaching staff had a lot to do with it, but there's just a soft culture on that team, and I really don't even blame Dan Quinn for that. I blame Thomas Dimitroff for that. He always drafted the pretty guys, so to speak. He drafted the eye-catchy guys. Ooh, look at him. Calvin Ridley, look at him. Meanwhile, your defense is getting ran over. You have nobody to protect Matt Ryan. It's just that culture. It's been there for the last few years. It's still there. It'll be there Sunday. They're gonna get whooped.
I got one more thing to add. I don't know who is the interim GM or anything like that, but if I was that team, I'd blow it up.
They're gonna have to. I think they will.
I would trade Julio. I would trade Matt Ryan. I would trade any tradable assets. Well, I would keep Calvin Ridley as a building block, but I would get rid of any assets I have to blow this thing up. I got a brand new, beautiful stadium. I need excitement, and Matt Ryan and Julio, who plays sometime, ain't going to do it. I got to blow it up.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah, and it may just take 0-6 for them to realize we may or may not win a game this season. Let's pick up the phone and see who wants Matt Ryan, because Trevor Lawrence is right around the corner.
Yep.
Hey, look. I apologize, man. I want to apologize to y'all. I forgot about the Boondocks thing, man. When y'all brought that up the other week, man, that joint had me dying, man. Hey, look, that's what the Falcons will be saying. Hey, all right, B. Browns at the Steelers, B.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was flip flopping on this one too, man.
Wow. Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. Odell Beckham was sent home due to a mysterious illness. He got COVID tested, hasn't gotten his results back yet. So they don't know what's going on with him. If he doesn't play, then they can still run the ball. They can do all these things. Kevin Stefanski, shout out to him. He's doing a heck of a job. But so is Mike Tomlin. Nobody expected the Steelers to be where they are.
Yeah,
nobody.
Right?
Nobody.
I know. There's another team I slept on. Who you got, K-Man?
Give me the Browns. I'm still not impressed by the Steelers. I like what I see from the.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Who are you less impressed by? The Steelers or the Bears?
Oh, the Bears.
Bears hands down.
I mean, the Steelers defense, I like the way they fly around.
Yeah. Okay.
But you got to think, Roethlisberger got a few weapons on wide receivers, pretty decent wide receivers. If he has time to get the ball down the field. Now, they really don't have a real running game yet.
Yeah, they don't.
Nope.
And they've gotten really easy schedule. And I like the way the Browns have played. I like their defense, well, especially the front four.
Mm-hmm.
I like that offensive line. I really like that offensive line. And I really like how they come at you and just like, we're going to run it down your throat. It's really old school. And they're putting Baker into positions not to beat himself.
Yeah.
you know how to get it in there. So hey, all right. But no, give me the Browns. I like what I'm seeing the Browns. Maybe for the longest time they said under Jimmy Haslam there have never been a cohesion with ownership, the front office, and coaching, and they finally have it with Stefanski and the GM and D. Podesta and the ownership. Maybe this is finally it. Because I saw a stat from 2015 to 2017, the Browns were 4-41. 2020, they're 4-1.
Yep.
They've equaled the amount of wins they had in 2 seasons in just so far the first 5 weeks. So
yeah, that's a good one. All right, K-Man. Bengals at the Colts.
Bengals at the Colts. Give me the Colts because they're just a better team. I heard AJ Green was upset, but he still doesn't want to get traded. And I understand why I understand why he is upset because that coach sucks. He really does. He does.
Yeah,
he got a quarterback because AJ got a quarterback, and they got and I'm not getting double because I got another wide receiver, and they got a running game, and they got a line. The play calling is still,
suspect. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's what it is, man. Play calling. Who you got, B?
It's a bad matchup for the Bengals. I mean, everything that they do well, the Colts have a counter for. So I like the Colts.
Yeah. All right, so B Wig. Lions at the Jaguars.
Ugh.
That's what I said.
Oh man. Give me this. Gosh.
Look,
I'll take the Jaguars.
You don't sound too convinced, but okay.
I gotta pick one, so I take the home team.
Look, that's one of the games you're like, do I have to pick this one? Yeah, you got to. Okay.
Yeah, really do.
Who you got, K-Man?
I mean, I don't want to pick the Jaguars because I don't like the Lions win. I don't like me saying the Lions win. And I don't want. I'm gonna take the Jaguars. They play harder. They just play harder. They play harder. I mean, their losses are to teams who are just a little better than them. But it's not like they're constantly getting, beaten down. And the Detroit Lions are a show.
Yeah,
they're an absolute show.
And look, this next game, man, it was interesting. But I picked the Bears. K-Man, Bears at the Panthers.
Panthers, give me the Panthers. Back to a team that's playing hard.
So you gonna stick with Teddy B?
I'm sticking with Teddy. I'm taking the Panthers. I've not seen anything that the Bears has done that impressed me. Well, no, that's not true. what's the name did to Tristan Wirth? That was impressive.
So look,
talk about it. Talk about a hip toss.
So look, man. So look, before you go, B. So K, man, and B Week, what y'all saying? You're not impressed with the Bears, right? So you remember Kramer and Mel Torme? He came back and said he's impressed with what I do.
Yeah, and he was shuffling.
Elaine said, "You do nothing. What you got, B?"
Don't you see? He had the shoes on. He was drooling.
Right. I'm doing the best I can.
That's a guy that took money out of Jimmy's pocket.
Oh man, give me the Panthers, bro.
Oh, both of y'all sticking with the Panthers, man.
Yes.
Oh.
Give me the Panthers.
God, though, man.
They're a physical football team. The Bears, yeah.
Nobody's impressed with them.
No. No.
All right. So, B-Wig, I'll start with you, man. Division foes. Now, this game is going to be on TV at 1 o'clock because it's the local game. Oh, B-Wig. Washington football team at the Giants. B, who you got?
The Giants.
You just will not pick Washington, will you, B?
I picked them to beat the Rams last week. See how that worked out. I think even though the Giants faced a historically bad defense this past Sunday, and people didn't believe me, I told people we're going to have to score at least 35 points to win that game because they're going to put up 30, and they did. I think that the Giants are starting to kind of find their way around this Jason Garrett offense a little. Daniel Jones is slowly getting better. I'm seeing improvements. I was able to see him up close on Sunday. I was able to see him up close on Sunday. He made some really good throws.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have much of a running game, but I like their offense better than I do Washington's at this point.
Yeah, Washington looked lethargic. I mean, but of course I picked them to win. Hey, K-Man, who you got?
You're not the only one. I got the Washington Football Club.
Oh, he bringing it home.
Joe just stinks. He stinks. Chase Young is going to have a field day. Danny Dimes is going to be on the ground a lot of times.
That was the only reason I picked the Washington football team, because of their defensive line. They're going to beat Daniel Boone up.
I picked them last week because of their defensive line. It didn't make a difference.
Yeah, but you forgot the factor of McVay's still better and has better personnel.
Yeah.
Joe Judge doesn't have better personnel.
Dude.
And is not a better mind.
Oh, but he has Jason Garrett as a play caller, and Jason Garrett used to beat up. Jason Garrett is used to beating up on NFC East teams. If he didn't do anything else, he made a career off of that.
My thing is,
I got the Washington Football Club by 10 points.
My thing is,
wow.
How do y'all think Danny Snyder feels that he let Sean McVay go? What kind of move was that?
The same way he felt about letting Kyle Shanahan go. Sick.
Or Matt LaFleur.
Right.
He had all these guys.
He's an idiot.
Once again, that tells you it's true. He can't identify talent. He can't identify talent.
Wow, man. All right, K-Man. Broncos at the Patriots, man.
Broncos at the Patriots. The return of starting quarterback Drew Lock versus Cam Newton and Stephon Gilmore. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, baby. You said he gave them all H's last week, man. I said, oh, H's. I said, what the heck? All right, B, who you got?
I got the Patriots.
But Gilmore's not playing. He's in a quarantine, right?
He doesn't need to play. Who is he gonna cover?
Jerry Jeudy, sir.
He's the only one.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy's
receiver. You don't think Bill Belichick has a scheme for that?
Yes, because our number one receiver towards ACL, and our second number one with our tight end, his ankle hurts, so he ain't playing.
Jerry Jeudy runs some good routes, man. When I watch his route run, is like vicious.
I love Jerry Jeudy. Love Jerry Jeudy. And if y'all remember, I compared his feet and his route running to another Jerry in the offseason after the draft. I love Jerry Jeudy, but he will not have one of his best games on Sunday.
What's he calling the good too, man? Henry Ruggs, also from Alabama, runs some really good routes when I was watching him run, man.
What, running straight down the field?
Exactly. Go routes.
There you go. That was my specialty, man.
Look, in the huddle, they just yell out Deshaun Jackson. Henry Ruggs like, I know what that means.
Yeah.
Just run straight down the field.
It's early, but man, they talked about this rookie wide receiver class going into the draft. We're 5 weeks in.
CeeDee Lamb?
Between CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Claypool, Jefferson, Ruggs. Yep. Woo, they living up.
And that's another thing that I hate about Dak going down is I hate that for CeeDee Lamb, man. Because they started to get a rapport going down the middle of the field on post routes and seam routes. And they clearly had a chemistry development. So I hate that for CD. I hate it.
IB. Jets at the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. And yes, I say that without hesitation. The Dolphins.
I noticed that. There was no stuttering at all.
No.
Okay, man, who you got?
Come on, man. Look, I've been perfect in rooting for coaches who I want to be fired. Did it for the Texans. Did it for the Falcons. I'm doing it for the Jets. Give me the Dolphins.
Gotcha. All right, so look at here, man. This next game is, I think this might be the game of the week on Sunday. Another classic battle of supposedly future Hall of Famers. K-Man, Packers at the Bucks. Who you got?
Give me the Packers.
Wow. Man, you ain't going with Tom Brady, man?
Please.
Look, we were just talking about the GOATs and all the Super Bowl rings he got. He like Jordan, man.
He ain't like Jordan this year. Well, no, I take that back. He like year 2000 Jordan with the Wizards.
Yeah. Yeah. Because let's be for real. The only times he was ever the season that he was really good, he never won a ring. And let's be honest. It's most of those rings belong to Bill Belichick. He was just along for a ride. I got this thing. I got this thing that I left to call. There's people get championships. Now, there are people who are along for the ride, and then there's people who drive in the bus. For example, Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry was always just along for the ride. He was either in the first seat or the second seat, but he was never driving. That was either Andre Iguodala or KD. Tom Brady was always in the first, second seat. Bill Belichick was always driving that bus.
All right, B, who you got?
Where's the lie? Give me the Packers.
I thought you was gonna say the Bucks, B.
No, and I don't like this. I don't like this matchup for the Buccaneers, to be honest. Their secondary hasn't looked great. Hardly anybody's getting to Aaron Rodgers. So yeah.
I picked the Packers too, man.
You see what Justin Herbert did to him, and Justin Herbert's all right.
Right.
Dang. All right. This next game, man, I was kind of a toss-up about, man. B-Wig, Rams at the 49ers, man.
The Rams. Like I said earlier via text, the injuries are really starting to catch up to San Fran. The adrenaline is worn off. The testosterone is worn down. Anything that they had pumping them up is gone. Garoppolo looked bad in his return.
He got benched, didn't he?
Yes, he got benched after halftime. He got benched for C.J. Beathard, and that's not something that you want to have on your resume, bro. So yeah, give me the Rams.
All right, K-Man, who you got?
Give me the Rams. I remember last year I was on talk of, I think it was even last year, early this year, with a friend of mine, and he said, "Oh, I got the 49ers going back to the Super Bowl," and I was like, "This is before the season." I was like, way before the season, before COVID. It's like sometime in March, and I was like, "No, I don't see that." And he said, "Why not?" Because they got hot last year, and they played a really soft schedule, and now people are going to come after them. Now, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because of the injuries, but some of this is not injuries. Some of it is they're coming back, and they weren't that good last year either. They got a little lucky. Now,
Yeah.
what I should change from my early on, what you asked the question, who am I surprised by? I'm a little surprised by the Packers because I thought they would do the same thing, and they're not. And so maybe they might be for real. So I might be wrong on that end on the Packers.
That's a good one. I didn't think about it. Yeah. The reason it didn't shock me about the Packers, man, because I know Aaron Rodgers. He's a decent quarterback, man. He figures out defenses really well.
Decent. Show that man some respect.
Yeah.
Well, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. That's why I'm not really shocked by him. All right, K-Man. The Chiefs at the Bills. Josh Allen balling out, man.
Is he? I'm sorry. Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. They love playing contenders, and when they play contenders, they love punching them in the face. Give me the Chiefs. It's when they play pretenders where they just go lackadaisical.
Yeah, they play. I think it was one of y'all said they played down to their competition or something like that.
Kennedy.
That's me. That's me.
And who you got, B?
I'll take Buffalo.
What?
Yeah, I'll take Buffalo. I think Oakland exposed a few things on Sunday. Namely,
yeah, did they
on defense for the Chiefs? That concerned me a little bit in the secondary. Now we all knew the Chiefs to have an opportunistic defense, good third down defense. They were neither on Sunday. Neither.
And if you look at it, B, to your point, Oakland hit them good on first and second down.
Right.
And they always seem like they always had like a 3rd and 3 or a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 4, something like that.
And they played them physical. Buffalo's a physical football team.
And the Chiefs wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
I'll take Buffalo. I mean, I needed an upset pick, so I'll take Buffalo.
I be with the last game Monday night, Cardinals at the Cowboys.
Ooh,
keep it real, keep it 100.
Yeah, I got no choice. Give me the Cardinals.
Oh, you don't believe in your boy, the ginger?
I do believe in Andy Dalton. He's a good quarterback, and I mean, we'll still have a good offense. I don't believe in the defense. Defense can't stop anybody. They just let the Giants of all people, of all teams, put up 30 plus. So no, you think they got Nuke Hopkins, Webster, and that whole cast coming up in AT&T State, man. Listen, look, you could maybe count on a comeback from Dak being down 20. It won't happen Monday night.
And Larry Fitzgerald's still playing ball.
Mm-hmm. You got the other wide receiver too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Got another guy.
Yeah, he'll be, yeah. Who you got, K-Man?
And that is the reason why I'm picking the Cardinals too. No. And they got Cliff Kingsbury giving, creative plays. No, I don't see. That defense can't. No. Give me the Cardinals.
God, dog. And let me tell you, the only reason I picked, well, not the only reason, but the reason I picked the Cardinals, man, because the Cowboys defense, like you said, people been running through them. Because that's what I think, I had to ask you, who's y'all defensive coordinator, man? What's going on?
We couldn't even contain Daniel Jones.
Yes.
We couldn't even contain him in the pocket.
That's not good, man.
You give him Kyler Murray?
But
this thing might be over by halftime.
But y'all still in first place at 2-3.
Oh, come on.
And we will be again. Because the Eagles are gonna lose.
All right, man.
No, it's gonna be a tie because
it,
Washington's gonna win.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Washington beats New York, then it'll be a two-way tie again.
Oh man, that's funny, dude. When they put it about y'all Division B, I said, wait a minute. I had to look at it again. I had to go like, wait a minute. 2 and 3 is in first. I'm like, huh?
It's historically bad, bro.
Wow. Now, I think the COVID and the injuries had something to do with all those teams, man.
No, because they sucked last year too. They don't COVID last year.
Got a point there. You know, I'll get that.
Okay,
K man. All right, man. Look, all right, parting shots, man. You go first, K man. What you got?
Hey, my parting shot. I got 2 parting shots. First parting shot is for the second year in a row, a free agent that the Denver Broncos signed got arrested for DUI. Melvin Gordon is an idiot, and any player in the NFL is an idiot. They have an agreement with rideshare programs that if you are inebriated out in public, all you need to do is go on your app and they will drive you home. Most people who drive drunk can't afford to leave their car, I don't know, some area. You people can. And it's utterly stupid of them. The second thing, and sorry, Sean, but you're going to hate this. The New Orleans Saints organization is a terrible organization. This organization keeps badgering the mayor of New Orleans to have people in the stands.
I know, man. I know. That's dumb.
And this woman keeps telling them, no, because I'm trying to keep people safe. I'm not trying to win no silly little games, no silly quick games. And now they're trying to go to LSU.
Yeah, LSU.
Right.
To tell them, so you want to bring this to Baton Rouge now. And it's just like, it's plain and simple. Your team's not that good. Don't think fans are going to help you. Are they going to come on the field?
That's the point.
Are they going to come on the field and like help you score touchdowns or stop people?
It's just the atmosphere in the dome, man, is loud. That's all it is, the fans. And that's why they want, because LSU, you can do the stadium can be 25% full.
I commend the mayor of New Orleans. I commend all mayors around who are doing their best. In New Orleans, at the peak of this thing, was high numbers. They're getting their numbers down.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put people's lives in danger for a football game. That's all I have to say.
I agree with you on that. What you got, B?
I was gonna be short and sweet. Even piggybacking off what Kenny said, but I'll just take it a step further. Cancel the season. Just cancel the season. Cases are going up nationwide. Dak is out for the season. Just cancel the season.
Yeah. I won't say cancel the season, but let's do this. Shut it down for 2 months. Come back in January.
No. You didn't hear what I said. Dak is out for the season. Cancel the season.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
If I care about how you live.
I almost. It's like I want to agree with B and say just shut the whole thing down. But to y'all's point before, the American people, Americana, needs some kind of normalcy, and people know that college football on Saturday that lifts people's spirit, gets people to forget about the virus and be happy and cheer your team on. And on Sunday, pro football, you can sit around the TV, drink your beer, drink your coffee, eat popcorn, and enjoy a good football game. And I get it because everyone has like cabin fever. You've been locked up since March.
Yeah.
The time when they said like in June or July, oh, let's try to go back out. You went back out, it spiked back up again.
Yep.
Now you're getting ready to go into cold season where people are going to be inside again.
Yep.
It might go back up again.
Yep.
But I get what you're saying, B. I get what you're saying, K, man. I didn't agree with the New Orleans thing. I was pissed off about the Mike Thomas fight stuff, man. I'm like, man, let that man play. Fine him $100,000, something. Let him get on the field or something. But that was my parting shot, K, man. I was going to say something about the Saints too with the COVID thing and the Michael Thomas thing. But just like I said, man, just like I heard a Trump supporter say yesterday at his rally in Iowa. The guy was like, "Why don't you have a mask on?" The reporter asked the guy, and y'all see my hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
first of all, you said Iowa, so you didn't have to do that.
So look,
shout out to Patrick.
So look, this older guy, look, I give him like maybe 70. Mm-hmm. He says that I think the numbers are inflated. I don't think the deaths are that high. Then they went to a lady. And the guy was like, well, why don't you have a mask on? Don't you want to protect yourself and other people? And she came back and said, well, I take a chance going to the store. I take a chance driving. If it's my time to go, it's my time. And when I heard, I had to rewind and play it back. I'm like, wow, is this the thought process of America?
Yes.
When it's my time, it's time. And I know some Christians feel like that. Well, we never know when we're going to go. It's all up to the Lord. When He wants you to come home, He's going to bring you home. Mm-hmm. But can't we do things to like with our psyche to like minimize that from happening? But I could be wrong.
That's not
it's not. It comes from the top. None of us was. I mean, I can only speak from it. None of us were big fans of W. But when W, after a couple of days after 9/11, was by what's his name, and he said, "We hear you, and the people who did this will hear us too." Every human being who was an American citizen felt what he said, and we knew that, and it brought us together for about a year. I remember when I was young during the Gulf War, and when I was in school, we had a project, and we all had to do it in our whole school, was tie ribbons, yellow ribbons around our fences. And then when I was younger, I went around and saw that. That's a collective effort. That came from HW. The top brings it to the people. And right now, we have a void at the top. And so you see that 200,000 of our brothers and sisters have perished, and people think it's a hoax because it hasn't happened to anybody they know.
Right.
Yeah, man. Then you got him doing dancing. He dancing the village people up on a. Oh man! All right, people.
I mean, we're leaving y'all on a sour note.
Hey, we keeping it real.
I might edit it out.
I'm gonna ask a question that we can go off of, that we can pick off of next week.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it kind of has something to do with Kennedy's party shot. Is Sean Payton tarnishing his legacy?
That's a good one, man. I was pissed off at the play calling he was doing.
Because he's done a horrible job this season. It's been bad, Kennedy. It's been really bad.
And my thing is, we're going to talk about it next. My thing is, they should have drafted Herbert as a quarterback, put him in that system, because Breeze is only throwing the ball maybe 15 yards.
Yeah, I will say this, and we can leave it at this: a man who came to an organization who created the trash bags and then brought them to a title. I can't see him actually tarnishing his what's the name. I just can't. Now, I'm not from there.
He won't. I'm not going to say he won't, but it'll be real hard for the city to get on him, because he did bring us, after all the years of mediocrity we had, he brought us a Super Bowl.
And he's getting ready to take you back into it.
I don't know, man.
That's Mickey Loomis too. Mickey Loomis has some.
We need a quarterback and better defensive backfield. Yeah. And every draft, they don't pick nobody in the first round, second round like that. They wait till the third and later rounds. And I think that's Sean Payton's ego, because I think he said, "Look at these people I can get in the later rounds. Look what I did." Yeah, dude. If you see somebody good in the first round that fits your scheme, go get them. That's my thing. All right, people. Eat me some sunflower seeds.
All right.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Well,
All
I
right.
think it's time for some Frosted Flakes.
All right.
All right, America.
Yeah.
Until next week, stay safe. Wear a mask.
Just a salad. Just a salad.
It was a big salad.
Look big salad.
With shrimp. Look, with shrimp and a couple of boiled eggs.
Yeah, I
All
caught
right.
that.
Good night.